In the late 1800s, an organization called the King's Daughters hired a nurse and put her on a bicycle, and she went around the community delivering milk to underserved moms and their children. And that went from one nurse to two nurses. They built a clinic, they built a larger clinic, and then in 1961 they opened this wonderful hospital for the children of our community. It was a 5-story building, and little by little they added more floors and more wings, and now it's a 206-bed hospital, one of only 43 freestanding children's hospitals in the country. We treat children with a variety of conditions. We treat children who have cancer, who have sickle cell disease. We have children who have heart disease, and we operate on those children. We perform dialysis for children who have renal issues. We do kidney transplants. We have an emergency department that sees 47,000 children a year. We have an urgent care that takes care of children after hours when their pediatrician is closed. And we have pediatricians all throughout the community. The King's Daughters who founded our organization are organized in what they call circles, and it's a group of women who are like-minded in a way. They might live in the same neighborhood, they might be the same age, they might all be business women, and what they do is they gather together and they participate in fundraising events. They go to Richmond on our behalf and advocate. They create awareness, and they've been a long-time supporter of ours since the day they founded our organization, and we are so grateful to what they do, and the circles in particular. We have a wonderful culture of philanthropy at CHKD. From our vice presidents and CEO, including our doctors and our nurses, they're all involved in philanthropy. We have an employee campaign, we have wonderful participation, we have a physician campaign, our employees participate in the King's Daughters Run Walk in the community. We are so lucky that at all ends of the spectrum, our employees and our staff and our leadership are really making a difference for our children. Businesses and individuals in our communities support our children. They could be supporting lots of other organizations, and I know that they do. We count on banks and grocery stores. We count on national retailers and local mom and pops. And we really can't do what we do without support from the community. We're so grateful to them, whether they give us $1 million gift or whether they give us a $100 gift. It all adds up. We want to make sure that any child who needs help can get it here at CHKD, regardless of their family's ability to pay. And more than 57% of the children who have hospital treatment are on Medicaid. Medicaid is a government-sponsored program. They pay us less than 70 cents on every dollar that we actually spend. So when a child shows up with a broken arm or a traumatic brain injury, the caregiver has no idea what their insurance coverage is, and they treat everyone the same. And one of the reasons we're able to do that is because of the generosity of our donors. Our families told us that they believe in pediatric care. They want to see someone who's been trained on children, but they'd like it to be closer to home. So we started building satellite buildings. We have one in Newport News, one in Virginia Beach, one in Chesapeake, so families can get their services closer to home, closer to work, closer to school. I will never forget the family I met. It was a teenage boy and his mom, and he had cancer, and he and his mom were here very, very regularly, and I was once standing with the two of them, and she said to him, "Do you mind if I run up to the grocery store? I want to pick something up." And he said, "Sure, go ahead, Mom." And he looked at me, and he said, "You know the hardest part about having cancer?" And I expected him to say he lost his hair or that he didn't get to go to prom. And he looked at me and he said, "The hardest part about having cancer is watching my mom go through it." And I will never forget that. When I raise money, I remember that every time.